Microphone check. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to be starting very, very soon. Hold tight. Just a few more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, 1 minute, probably 30 seconds. I don't even know, but I'm ready to go. I hope you are too. Let's get it, baby. Hold on. Here she comes. We got an awesome watch list for you tonight. If you're watching this at a later time, fast forward this. What the hell are you waiting for? Baby, I'm ready. I hope you are too. We've been working our butts off behind the scenes to get things going. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Dave W. Welcome to the channel. If you haven't already, hit that like and that subscribe button. If not, stick around. We got plenty for you. But we always like to bring a new guest on the show. We've had Covey. We've had the sweet Jolene. And today, we have the beefiest of stews, B. Stewie. B. Stewie, welcome to the show. How are you doing, brother?
Good, brother. How are you?
It's good to hear
Thanks
from
for having
you.
me on.
That raspy voice, man. You can't sound any manular. The manliest voice on the show. You're making me look very you're demasculine in me. You know, I look like a femboy now. So, but no. It's good to have you on here, brother. I've done a lot of work with B. Stewie back in the refineries and stuff like that. So, he's one of my day ones. He's been watching and learning just right next to me, right beside me throughout this whole YouTube thing. So I'm really pumped. I'm really happy to have you on here. So pay attention, guys, because we have a lot to go over today, and we're going to make it fun and fantastic because I have a watch list for you today for the swing cap, the long, the mid cap, the large caps, and I also have a nice watch list for you small and mid cap fans out there too. So if you're watching this at a later time, you can fast forward to that if you want, but I suggest staying for the whole damn show. It's about an hour long, and you are going to love it. So sit back, relax, grab whatever you like to drink late in the evening. For me, it's that black coffee, baby. A little bit of ice in there tonight because it's a warm day with a side of water to wash it down. If you're drinking that brewski or maybe a sipping of wine, sit back, kick those feet up. We have a show for you. The first thing we're going to go over is a market review. We're going to go over the Mag 7 stocks. We're going to go over the S&P 500, the IWM, the QQQs, and the Mag 7, so we know right where we are. Then we have a new scanner, okay? We've always done these scanners. We shot these new scanners out for you. We let everybody know, hey, we got a new scanner each week. This one came out a little later than this Sunday. It came out a little later than usual, so I do apologize for that, but we're doing a few new things with the scanner to make sure it is better than it was, and it was hard to do, but we have done it, and we'll go over that very, very soon for you. Then, of course, you better believe it, we're going to go over the economic calendar, what's coming up this week. We're just going to fly through that, though, because there's nothing too crazy happening. The major catalysts are through. Catalyst, cataly, I don't know how to say it, but you and I, we're going to have a good time. Powell, he spoke, and the jobs report came out, so we're past all of that now. So we'll go over the economic calendar, what's going on, and then of course the beefiest of stews, B Stewie, has the earnings for us when we're due and ready. He's got a nice earnings list for us, and then the stock watch list for the large, the mid, and the small caps. So I hope you guys are ready. It looks like we got some people in here. Of course, we got Dan, Bob, Dan, the greatest moderator alive. Heck, I tried to get him to come on the show today. He said no, he's wanted in 72 states. There's not even that many states, Dan, Bob. We also have Smaid. Good evening, he says. Good evening. It's good to see you in here, brother. Yosef says hello. Actually, he says hi. Troy's Wiseman's got the rockets out. Oh, wait. Looks like we're going to have a good time tonight if Troy's already in here shooting rockets off. Dan Bob says, welcome. Please feel free to ask questions in the chat. Throw out tickers in there. Of course, at the end of the show, we're going to ask that you guys during the show, if I haven't brought up a ticker just yet, if I haven't brought a ticker up and I haven't talked about it yet, and you want me to talk about it, I'm not going to shit on you. I'm not going to talk bad about it. We'll talk about the stock. We'll talk about the good. We'll talk about the bad. I don't care if it's below a 200-day moving average. If you want me to see the good in it, we'll try and see the good. You want me to see the bad, we're going to go back and forth. You know I'm a bear with bull horns, baby. So if you got a ticker and you want me to take a look at it, do me a favor. Throw it up in the chat. Throw it up. Regurgitate it up, baby. Sweet Jolene is in the building. What's going on, Sweet Jolene? It's good to see you. Jimmy Bright, as always. He's got a cot in the back. He's sleeping. He just woke up, brushed the dust off. He's ready to rock. It's good to see you. Dan Bob posted the link tree already in the comments section. If you guys haven't already, well, you can find me on everything. Every single platform. Goodness gracious. Let's see. We got Predator. What's going on, Predator? Good to see you. Mo Wealth is with us tonight. Good to see you. Erica. What's going on, Erica? It's good to see you. Well, I think that about sums it up. While they all start to roll in, what we're going to do is start on the market outlook. If you guys don't know how we do this, well, pay attention because we're going to run through it quick, but you're going to have a better understanding of where the overall market is sitting at when we are done. We're going to start with the MMF, the Mickey Ficky right here. What does this tell us? Well, if it is above a 50-day moving average, that is showing you the percentage of stocks that are above their 50-day moving average. So 67% of stocks currently are above their 50-day moving average. So right here is your 50-day line. The higher this is above this is the better outlook on the overall market. If we are below this, generally what's going to happen is you're going to have a harder time going long in the market because most stocks are retracing. When you are heading up away from this 50 point, that is showing more stocks are rising. They're going above their 50-day moving average, and that is a good sign. Currently, we are in a beautiful state heading north on a trajectory to the north side. Let's take a look at the VIX Volatility Index because it's extremely powerful. When it's high, you better believe we have an inverse correlation in the overall market. That sell-off that we had right here shows that people got very, very excited. And when people get excited, this excitement shows fear. People get fear, they start selling their stocks, they start selling them fast. We are now sitting at 1585. That's neutral. That's where we want to be. Now, we called most of this out right here. We said, hey, look, if we're going to have problems in this market and it moves like stocks do, we've seen this fear. B. Stewie, you were here with us. We called this out. We weren't expecting all this, though, were we?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, we sure weren't. And then I was also wanted to say, I see with the war happening in Israel and
Yes.
what's going on, kind of wanting to watch this tomorrow to see if it goes up.
Yeah, I mean that's a really good point too, and that's a good thing too. Like if you're not watching anything else, if you're blind to the overall market and you just watch the VIX Volatility Index, you can see right here when things start selling off, when this thing starts to ramp up and it starts to have a steady incline, that's a bad sign for the overall market. Not just our market, but globally when this VIX starts to head up. And with the issue with the Middle East tensions and everything, the last time we had those tensions, they were right here, right? Then we had not only the Japanese carry trade, but we had Middle East tensions as well. And then, of course, we had all the issues with the data coming out with the job labor market showing that it was very, very weak. We had a very weak signal in the job labor market. All of that big in a big cauldron pot of garbage is going to equal to a lot of fear arising in the market. Okay, so we do want to pay attention to the VIX. Right now, we are sitting at 1585. That's a good sign for the overall market. So now that we have shown that the overall market is calm, there's not a lot of fear right now in the market, not saying that could change in the morning, and we are above a rising market, above their 50-day moving averages. More stocks are above their 50-day moving average than below. Now let's take a look at the overall indices, the ETFs. Why do we look at the ETFs? Because you want to understand market direction. If you understand market direction, then the stocks that you choose that you want to go higher or lower, you want them to follow the market, because most of your stocks, your large and mid cap, are going to follow the overall market. Okay, so we look at the overall market to see the trajectory that it's in. And you guys can see right here, all these white lines are all the areas of resistance, and we are very much well above all of those areas of resistance. My line in the sand is what? What is the moving average that I use, B. Stewie? I'm putting you on the spot now, baby. If we are below what moving average will I not be?
21, baby.
That's right. This red line right here, folks, is the 21-day moving average. Why? Because I have found that if a market is respecting the 21-day moving average like it is here, then you're going to continue to rise. If we look at that last bull market, you can see when we broke above the 21-day moving average, every time it came back down, it retested this 21-day moving average, and as long as it stayed above it, I was risk on. Okay, this is holding true for any point in time. If it's above a 21-day moving average, I am still risk on. If it's below, I am risk off. That is just how I play my game. It's not that it has to be how you play yours. That's just how I play my game. And currently, yes, I am risk on. There are some inherent risk at this point right now. What is that? The rubber band effect. We came down hard. We came down quick. Then we ripped, tater chip right back up to this north side, and we are very well extended from a 10-day moving average. Now, you guys know just as well as I do, just looking back on history, we can stay extended from a 10-day, and we can get more extended from a 10-day. What do I want to see to make a healthy market? Sideways action. I would love to see this thing trading sideways for at least another week, all week. If we could get a whole week of sideways action, trading within 550 and 560 or 565 and not even getting above this, but just trading sideways here, I think that that would be the best thing for the overall market. Of course, I'm always rooting for the market to head higher. I would always want to see everybody's pockets get padded. If you have a 401k, a Roth IRA, or any type of investment vehicle, we want to root for the market to head higher, and it always pays to be positive. But in this situation, after bouncing off the Japanese carry trade and ripping to the north side, we want to see some sideways action here. Let the market cool off. Give it some time. Let's relax, kick our feet up, and let the market kind of catch up to these prices up here. Now, a lot of this is going to be driven by earnings, and we're going to be going over the hottest earnings very, very soon, because earnings, and there's one very specific earnings that is going to make this market change its trajectory.
Yes, I got some great earnings for you, Dave.
I know you do, brother. I know you do, and I'm excited to go over them. So next up is going to be the NASDAQ. Now, your IBD investors, a lot of your bigger investors, take a look at this. The IBD is not your leader here. The S&P 500 is your leader here. It's almost breaking these all-time new highs. The NASDAQ is lagging a little bit, okay? Now, the S&P 500 has 500 stock worlds. Your NASDAQ only has, I think, about 100 stocks in it, okay? And it's just riding that 50-day moving average. We're still waiting for these two moving averages to cross over it, but it's still looking good. Zamora's in the building. What's going on, Zamora? It's good to see you, sweetheart. I am glad you are here. The QQQs. Now, this is your tech-heavy. We know that the tech usually rises first, but tech is not looking nearly as bullish as the rest of the overall market. as it's just holding back. It's not within a baseball throw away from all-time highs compared to the S&P 500. So we know that we are getting rotation in the overall market. We're seeing some rotation into consumer staples, into the healthcare sector, although the healthcare sector has been doing very well, into utilities, into some other stocks as well. So we will go over that very, very soon. So the QQQs, the tech is not looking nearly as golden as it was before this sell-off. Next up is the Dow Jones Industrial. Look at this. Very interesting here. If we look at the Dow Jones Industrial, just a kiss away from hitting all-time new highs. We can see we've gotten some choppy action here, but now that it's rising, it looks like it's getting ready to touch all-time highs once again. Just like the S&P 500, trading sideways would be very, very good for it to accumulate longs so it can continue to head higher. I would not be surprised, honestly, if this came back down and still traded within this range of 40,000 and 41,500, and it just kind of traded here and got tighter. Would not surprise me at all. Mo Wealth wants me to go back and take a look at the SPY. On the weekly, he says, the volumes don't look great. Possible topping. All the rotation is also into defensive sectors. Yes, and you will find, if you were with us when we read, a lot of the times when we go into cutting rates, you'll see a lot of your heavy investors will go into defensive stocks. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That is just a cyclical rotation in the overall market. Okay, cyclical meaning it's going to rise and fall as the interest rates do. It's going to be seasonal. This is just the rotation of things. I have a picture that would justify that, and it's somewhere out there. Yes, I don't have a crystal ball. This could be the topper here. Let's take a look at the weekly. Now, if we look at this weekly volume on the daily, sure, we're getting volume, but the volume's coming in off the bottom here, and the weekly volume, to me personally, does not look bad. It looks about average. We're pushing up on average volume. We're coming down on a little higher volume, but look at this basing volume. This is a lot of volume coming off this area of this 510. That's a good sign to me personally. And with everything that I know with these, if we look at the pullback is on heavier volume. Now this is the daily, and then we get these push throughs, right? These IBD, as they call them, follow throughs. This is your follow through, and actually, technically, this is your follow through day, which was August 13th, which landed on a Tuesday, and then you actually had what I kept calling a true follow-through day, which was actually this one here. Actually, I think, it was the Tuesday. And then Thursday was your what I call a true follow-through day, where you get a gap up, you get a much higher than average volume rather than just higher than the previous day. So everything that we're seeing here is positive. Yes, it could be a topper. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. It is something to watch out for, especially because we're getting some whipsaw action. I can tell you, if we don't clear these all-time highs and we get stuffed and we stay below it, that's going to be a very bad sign. It's showing that there is more weakness to come. But I would have to say that's a very good point that you're pointing out there, Mo Wealth, so I do appreciate that. He says the basing volume is great, but the last week is narrow candle with highish volume. Yeah, I can see that, but you have to understand we're still creating new highs in this area. It is basing out, but look at how high we are above a 10-day moving average. This is all positive action. This is all positive signs. It's technically right now, okay? Not saying we might not get a negative sign here, but this is all a good sign right here. You can't really argue with this price action. As we head higher, we are holding up at these highs. We have broken through all previous resistance. The only area that we really found resistance was this 531 that I had marked out. Aside from that, we broke through 540, we broke through 550, and then we headed higher, and now we're lingering around like some bad breath up here at that 560, 516. We're just trading sideways now, and if we continue to do so, I would like to see it continue to trade sideways before breaking through. If this can't hold it and we start to pull back and we don't bounce off of the 50-day moving average or this 550 area that should act as support, this wouldn't surprise me, Mo Wealth. If we pulled back here and we bounced off of 550, it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever because Look at the area that I've drawn out. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different, 9 different, 10 different areas that this 550 has not only shown a technical area of resistance slash support, but a psychological area of resistance and support. Now that we're above it, it should act as support. If we rip through that area, then I am going to be a little nervous, because not only are we ripping through that area, but we might break through the 21-day moving average. We might break through the 50-day moving average. But until then, because we can speculate, we can sit here and speculate all night long. We can look at the dirty volume and we can talk about why it's good, why it's bad. The thing is, when I look at this, we're above a 21-day moving average. We're above a 10-day moving average. The moving averages are in line. We have the 10 above a 21, the 21 above the 50 above a 200-day moving average. Regardless of anything that we look at, I am risk on. If I see my chart in my trade, I'm taking the trade, because we can look at all the negative stuff all the time, and I'm sure we can find reasons to not enter this market. There was reasons back here not to enter this market. There was reasons back here not to enter this market. Okay, look at this. There was even more reasons back here not to enter this market, right? But every time we've said it pays to be positive, right? When we broke the 21 here, we were hands off. When we broke the 21 right here, we were hands off. But once we got back above it, we were hands on. We were risk on. Same thing with this. We were out for one day. The next day I was back to being risk on, and we made more money, right? Right here, we were risk off, and we stayed risk off through all of this. Now, once we got back up through here, of course, I was hesitant, but we had a follow-through day, and now I have to be risk on. Now, there's plenty of reasons to be negative. There's plenty of things that we can point out, and we can say, look, things are going to fall apart, and they might. But if you sit on the sideline at all times and you play that game, you're never going to make money. So I am risk on. Personally, you don't have to be, and things might fall apart. But my line in the sand is the 21-day moving average and this 550, the psychological and technical area. If it breaks through that, then yes, I agree with you. We have more downside to come, but we will see very, very soon with the technical analysis. Next up is the IWM. Now, you guys know my long-term account. I have about 20% of my long-term account now in a small cap ETF. Now, this one here, what a push up on volume. If you didn't agree that this was a follow-through day, what's up, B. Stewie? Talk to me.
It's had a heck of a push.
Yeah, hell yeah, it was, dude. This is something else, guys. This is beautiful. This was beautiful, right? And then we had this beautiful trend line here, and we thought we were going to have what I kept calling the great rotation, where we were going to have rotation out of the large, the Mag 7, the mega cap stocks, and starting to go into the small cap stocks. Fear then took a hold of the market with the Japanese carry trade. Everything sold off. Everything had to unwind so that way they could pay for those carry trades, pay for that Japanese yen, and get everything taken care of there. And then what happened? Well, the money came back into the market. The fear was over. And then look at this. We came right back up. Now when the S&P 500 has a sideways day, the IWM says, well, hold my beer, because I'm not done rip tater chipping to the north side. So watch out, because when you see this volume, baby, it is rip tater chip, baby. And I guarantee if you didn't have your eyes on it back here, then you have your eyes on it here. It's above and well above all of its moving averages currently, and above its anchored VWAP from all-time highs. So this is a really good sign for your small caps, okay? And we have been seeing it in the small caps. That's why I have a small cap watch list as well for you, because you guys know I've been working on this 5-minute trend break strategy. Now, I don't recommend anybody use this yet because I don't have 100 examples. I only have 10, but I'm trying to show everybody how to set this up. We have a 5-minute strategy. I have buy rules. I have risk rules. I don't have my sell rules just yet. I want to make sure I have more examples before I start popping those in there. I have plenty of examples so far. We got plenty more to come, but this is why, because I wanted to be ready for this, and sure enough, we are ready for it. The small caps are starting to rip tater chip. We're starting to get a lot of gappers popping up in the scanner. I want my 5-minute trend break strategy to be well armed and ready to attack And right now is probably the best time to start using it. Next up is Bitcoin. Beef Stewie, do you keep an eye on Bitcoin? Is this something that you keep an eye on?
I did a long time ago, actually, when we were at the refinery, but
Okay.
I don't keep track of it anymore.
What do you think about
I
Bitcoin
feel like
though? You believe in it? Have you ever done any research on it?
no, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm not a I'm
Not a
not
big
a big
fan.
Bitcoin fan
No, I mean I
or
understand.
crypto.
Okay. I like it. I like Bitcoin. I like what it stands for. Now that the big institutions are starting to get into it, what I do want to point out for this though, guys, is we have some sideways action in this. It is trending down currently, but if we look at the overall weekly on this and we zoom out here, you guys can see. Don't mind the rockets. We were having fun over here with this, but you can see right now we are still above the previous all-time highs. You see that? And so this is a beautiful trend. If this thing can hold and continue to hold, I think eventually we are going to continue higher. It's just something to keep an eye on, guys. It's not something I'm telling you to buy or to sell. It's just looking beautiful here as we bounced off of this bottom. Okay. Now, of course, we're going to look at the Mag 7 stocks, and then we are going to get into what is going on with our scanners. That's a big question there. But while I have you guys, do me a favor. Take a look at my screen. Make sure you are live. Click this live button. It's right next to the mute button. You can mute me if you're sick of listening. Click that live button, guys. And then, of course, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If I'm giving you any form of information, if you're learning anything, or if you just love the show, click that like, click that subscribe. It helps us out a lot. And, of course, click this more. Scroll down and click this link tree. You're going to get this platform that shows up. We got the YouTube. You can find our awesome YouTube has a beautiful trading school right here, y'all. This is beautiful. How to set up your platform, base breakouts, trend breakouts, EPS, growth strategy, risk management, and even stuff for the newbies like what are candlesticks, how to get over PDT rule, all that good stuff. Of course, we have Trading View right here. If you click this Trading View, it shows you this. You can have this exact setup if you want. Okay, if you want the setup, click Trading View. And we're gonna bring you a stock watch list every week to go through to help train your eye so you can do everything on your own. And I'm not just spoon feeding you every week, okay? Because we want to make sure that we are not just raising spoon fed. We want to make sure that we are bringing new traders and teaching them how to trade and do this on their own. Of course, we have Instagram, TikTok, Facebook,
Hey,
and if you really want to be a part of this, join our Discord. What's up, Beef Stewie?
I just want to also just let everybody know out there, man, really watch the videos. They really help. They give you a better understanding. Read the books or go through the books that, put in resources. And I mean, it's for free. I mean, I've learned so much just from the videos that you've made and put
Hell
out,
yeah.
and just people from Discord sending me in the right direction of read this, it'll help you understand that. And I just wanted to tell everybody out there, really go through the videos. They really do help.
Really
And
appreciate that.
definitely smash that.
Smash it, baby. Smash it with all your might. Thank you, Beef Stew. I appreciate that. Yeah, guys, we're up to 1.23K subscribers. We got over 429 videos. We do it all for free here. We do it all for free. I don't know when I'm going to start getting paid. I think I need 2,000 more watch time hours, and YouTube's actually going to start donating a little bit of that money that they're making off me. But until then, thank you, guys. Appreciate you being here. Hit that like and subscribe. Now we are going to move on to the Mag 7 stocks. NVIDIA, guys, check out NVIDIA. Okay, it's range bound in between this $88 and this $140. What do we have coming up? Earnings, and we're gonna go over that very, very soon. But this is just range bound. It broke this trend break. This is not my strategy because we did not show new higher lows on this. We weren't above a 21-day moving average or any moving averages for that matter. We weren't riding any moving averages. Like something like this where the space breakouts here. Absolutely. Did we play this? Absolutely. This was an earnings gap up. I played a 5-minute opening range break and I made a ton of stinking money. This thing was beautiful. I ended up stopping out right here when we broke the 10-day moving average. Has I played it since then? Hell no. It hasn't set up. So why would I play it? But yes, I took this whole thing. I made a ton of money on this, guys. This was an easy strategy to play on the episodic pivot. This was, I made, let's see, where was the ending here? I made 23% on this trade. 23%. of my account that I put in here, guys. It's beautiful. It was a beautiful trade. Next up is Google. Google, G-O-O-G. This thing is looking nice and sideways, but it is definitely not respecting the moving averages like the rest of the stocks. You can see it's trading much below that 50-day moving average. Google has had some issues with people trying to say that they are too big. And if you're too big and you got to go home, you're going to have to pack up some of that cash with you. It's starting to head lower here. It's respecting a 200-day moving average. Might this be a great area to buy? I don't know. That's something that you make up your mind. But to me, this is not a momentum stock currently, and it's showing the least likely out of the Mag 7 stocks to continue. Next up is Meta, M-E-T-A. Look at this beautiful basing pattern here, guys. If you aren't aware of this basing pattern on Meta, you need to be aware of it. This thing only moves 3.2%, but this basing pattern, when this thing starts to rip, you better watch out. This thing can head much higher, much faster. Meta has been doing absolutely amazing lately, guys. Absolutely amazing. And if this thing can take off, I believe in what Zuckerberg's doing. I really think that he knows what is going to happen in the future. He's been buying up companies left and right. He knows jujitsu, so he'll kick some people's asses. All right, he'll gangster his way into buying their companies. I like it. I really like it, and I think you guys should really keep an eye on Meta. Okay, I'm not telling you to buy or to sell. I'm saying watch this base breakout, and then remember what I told you about Meta. Okay, these base breakouts are powerful. You guys know I bring up NVIDIA's 500 base breakout. Now it looks like 50 because of the stock split. But when NVIDIA was basing at 500, the longer the base, the better. And this thing's been basing out since March. Okay, March, April, May, June, July. We're in August, and we're getting ready to go into September. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 months. When NVIDIA broke out of a 6-month base, this thing could not handle. Nobody can handle it. Hell, you guys pay attention to Meta. If this thing breaks out, you're going to want to be in here when it does, and it will do it on volume when it's ready. Don't get into these fake breakouts when it doesn't happen on volume. You wait for that volume. You get in, and you make some freaking money. Use risk management. You'll be just fine. I promise you. Watch Meta. Okay? Watch Meta, guys. Watch it. Even on this huge pullback, guys, the huge pullback in the overall market, this thing said, hell no, I'm not going any lower. It made a new higher low. Just watch Meta. Next up is Apple, AAPL, another sign of strength in the overall market, guys. That nothing can break this thing down. It's very close to its all-time highs. And Tesla, I don't know about Uncle Tesla here, guys. Uncle Tesla is just kind of trying to inch its way through here. It had this huge fake breakout, and it came back down with the overall market. Uncle Tesla's got a lot of proving to do. It's got new higher lows here, so it's looking like short-term uptrend, long-term downtrend. But to me, it's out of the Mag 7. Like, until it starts proving itself, Uncle Tesla needs to get its shit together. We got 2 more guys, and then we're going to carry on. What you talk to me, baby?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say that Tesla has been kind of a letdown lately, hasn't it?
It really has. And I really think what it was is this pushed so high, so hard, and so fast. It was so overspent, so futured, like they were expecting Tesla, like their earnings would constantly have to like triple in order to get to this evaluation. And I'm not saying like evaluations like mean anything. It's all technical analysis because, obviously this thing should have never got up to this price at all. And if you didn't play this breakout right here, I was actually here. I actually called this breakout here and made a little bit of money, but I wasn't like, head over heels about it. But if you didn't play this because of it's not right, well, then you missed out on a lot of money. But at the same time, if you're that guy that buys the dip and you keep buying the dips, well, then you're broke, brother. You are broke as hell. So I have to wait for this thing to prove itself. It is creating new higher lows. It has been a huge disappointment, like you said, Beef Stewie. So we're just waiting to see what Uncle Tesla wants to do. Set the beer bottle down, Uncle Tesla. We're sick of your drunkenness. Next up is AMZN. This is Amazon, guys. If we zoom out, you'll see Amazon has been stuck in this trading range. This trading range here, it's got to get above it and then show that this area of 188 is support. Right now, when it gets above it, it sliced right through 188. It did not show 188 as support, okay? When it gets through this area, which see, it came right up to that 190, 188, 190 area, and it failed hard. When it gets up through here and it breaks through, I'm waiting for a retest to show that this 190, this 188, 190 area shows strength. Because if we zoom out, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different times has it shown as resistance, and it has not shown that area as support. So it needs to get up through here, come back, retest this area to show as support, and I'll have more truth and belief in Amazon doing what it needs to do. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right, Jolene. Dan Bob, METU. That's right. So if you're looking at Meta and you're thinking about taking it long, METU, I believe, is the 2x leveraged. So when it breaks out on Meta, you can play it on METU. Thank you, Jolene, for that. Yes, that's the 2x. Thank you, Jolene, for that. So keep METU.
Great call.
It's the 2x. That's going to move twice as fast, 6.2%. So instead of taking Meta directly right here at $528 or $550 when it breaks out of that $550 area, you can take METU. It's 2x the leverage. It's twice as fast at 6.2%, and you can buy it for $30. You know, so keep that in mind. Thank you, Jolene. I really appreciate that. I really need to remember that, because if it breaks out, I want to take it on METU. I think that's my number one stock that I'm watching right now, guys. METU. Okay, it's overvalued. Trust me, it's overvalued. Everything that, you know, the fundamental gurus will tell you, don't buy it. But Dan Bob,
What do
don't
you think, Dave, breaking the?
What's that?
What do you think, breaking the 340 area on METU?
Well, I won't look at METU as my technical analysis. I'll use META as my technical break, and whatever price that is on METU, I'll just buy it. So I'm assuming that this 550 area, or technically the 541 area, I'm guessing is probably the $30 area on METU. But I will watch on META. If there's volume that comes in hard and breaks through 541, 542 on META, I will go to METU and I'll buy it blindly off of the meta chart. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what I got there. And Dan Bob says, Tesla ugly Cybertruck. So ugly you have to tie a pork chop to the bumper to get the dog to chase it. Listen, what the hell, dude? No, man. The Cybertruck is the bee's knees, baby. It's honey, it's sweet, it's looking delicious and yummy. I did watch that Whistle and Diesel. I forget who sent it to me. I think that was I forget his name now. I apologize if you're listening, but I watched the Whistle and Diesel video where he did the testing on it, and it really made me sad. It made me sad. It made me, you know, rethink wanting a Cybertruck. But I do. I love it. And you know what else I love? All the people that hate on it. All the people that hate on it. I get pictures all the time like, look at there's two dumbasses here. One that's looking at the truck who thinks it's cool, and the other one inside getting Subway who owns the truck. And it's like, come on, man. Come on. I love the Cybertruck. I like a microwave on wheels. What were you going to say, Stewie?
Wasn't it Yankee that sent that to you, or
That's
put that
right.
in the chat?
It was Yankee, yeah. Damn Yankee, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
That's funny.
I watched that video twice, man. Actually, I watched it 3 times. And I'm not a huge car fanatic. I'm not a huge car fan like you are. But dude, I'm telling you, I like those Cybertrucks, man. I like the electric vehicles just because the takeoff. You know, it's like you put wings on that thing, it'll fly.
Everybody's got their own flavor.
That's right, man. Mine's just a little sweeter. Next up is Microsoft. Microsoft's still below a 50-day moving average. It's kind of trading sideways here. I think Microsoft will have its hands in the mix, but right now it's got a little bit more proven to do. It needs to show a new higher low and then get above this area of 528. Just kind of like Amazon, where it had this breakthrough its all-time highs, but then it pulls back through and shows that it still has some resistance there at 428. So Microsoft's looking good, but it needs to get above it. Okay. So that is going to be our market review. Do you guys have any questions on the market review before we continue? We still got a lot to go through. We spent 40 minutes on the market review. We're going to run through this. Jolene says, give us a real car at least an 8, right, Stewie? Come on, man. You kidding me, bro? I know what Stewie likes. I know what Beef Stewie likes. All right, Beef Stewie, you got the, actually, no, we're going to go through the new scanner, guys. All right, so check it out. We made a new scanner for you. I'll bring it up for you. I'll show you the scanner on here. This is what I made for you. I made it through ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT makes everybody a mad scientist if you're into that. It made me a programmer. I feel so smart. I just tell it what I want, and then I throw it into a script. Like they make it so easy. And so this is my new stock scanner. Okay, we're gonna go the minimum 300,000 volume, maximum to as high as it can go. Stock size a minimum of $1. And then I have a custom study. We did the input length of the average calculation in the past 20 days for the average daily range. Now, guys, we were having such a hard time. We would get all these relative strength stocks in the market because you guys know I like relative strong stocks in the overall market, but we would have to delete half of them because there was no average daily range percentage above 5%. Everything that you see in here is above that 5% now. It's all the strongest stocks. The fastest moving stocks. Then you can go back through and make sure that they are all above the moving averages and they are relatively strong compared to the overall market. All right. So we have created a new scanner for you and it is out. I will assign this scanner every day. I will try to have it out as early as I can. Of course, I do like having my Fridays off because I bust my ass here. I like having my Fridays off, but I will take it and I will post it right here, guys. So if you're not a part of our Discord, join our Discord. It's absolutely free to join, but there's only 2 requirements. You have to have an open mind and a heart of gold, baby. And then you can join the family. We love each and every one of you. Click on this weekly stock screener right here. Bada bing, bada boom. You'll be making money soon. Right here is the list. All you have to do is download this list. You click the download button, and it is a simple word, a word for all the scanners that are in there. After you do that, you just come over to here, you click on this, and you click import list from wherever you downloaded it. Bada bing, bada boom. Right here is the scanner that I gave everybody, August 25th scanner, and you have them all up right here. And what I ask everybody else to do is to go through each one of these looking for trend and base breakout setups. If you don't know how to find trend and base breakout setups, you just go to the school. You click on my link tree. Right here it is. You just click on more. You click on the link tree. You click on the YouTube. What is this? Oh, Dave, you put a whole trading school together. This is how to set up your TradingView platform. Here's the base breakouts that we like to play. Here's the trend breakouts. Here's the episodic pivots. Here's the risk management of how to do all of those. And if you're confused right now, I understand. Trust me, I understand. We are all here for you. Join the Discord. We'll be more than happy to help you out, okay? We have plenty of to do. But, of course, where do you start? Right here. Click TradingView, download using this link. That is what helps me out tremendously, guys. And if you do that, I will appreciate it greatly. So thank you guys so much for doing that if you haven't already.
Hey, Dave, can I add something?
Please do.
I just wanted to let everybody know also, check out that Discord. It is great. If you have any questions, if you're not understanding something, there is definitely somebody in there that's going to point you in the right direction. So feel free to use the Discord and ask questions because
absolutely
it makes us all better.
Absolutely. It really does. Steel sharpens steel, as they say in jiu-jitsu. Steel sharpens steel. We want you guys to come in there, ask your questions, ask away, because it's only going to make us better anyway. Next up, let's do earnings. What do we got in the earnings calendar, Beef Stewie? What you got for me?
Yeah, I got a couple good ones. First one here is ANF.
ANF. So now I've made some money playing ANF, and I was disappointed that we couldn't make this new trend break right here. You can see right here, I made a killer amount of money off this trend break strategy right here. It took off and held the 10-day moving average. And then I sold right before earnings because this is a gamble. You never know if you're going to make money. Also, I made money way back here. This trend break right here was absolutely beautiful. Now earnings coming up, you can see it's not going to be much of a surprise. We have a lot of people buying this back up. We're above all of our moving averages. The moving averages are kind of curling down here, but definitely keep this one on your watch list because it was a leader in the consumer discretionary for quite some time. Okay, and I'll be honest with you, I like their clothes. I'm actually wearing one of their shirts right now. I like Abercrombie and Fitch. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're durable clothing. It actually works, and I like that they don't have any tags, no names, no glitter, no bullshit on them. It's just good quality shirts, good quality pants. If you're into the designer bullshit, they have that too, but it's not all this. It's just normal clothes, guys. It's not this weird shit out there. They got good quality clothes. So I like Abercrombie and Fitch. I'm interested to see what is going to happen with earnings, and it's definitely on my watch list. You need to keep it on yours. What do you got next for me, homie?
FL.
FL. Let's take a look. What is
Yes.
FL? Oh, Foot Locker. Okay, Foot Locker. So this thing's been relatively strong lately, and it's actually got a higher average daily range than I was anticipating. It looks like we get a nice cup here, and it looks like we have a little handle. So this will be actually really interesting. So if they might get, so lately I've been seeing a lot of beautiful setups before they actually break out. It would not surprise me at all if this earnings came out much better than anticipated and they beat on earnings. So we have an estimate of negative 0.078. So hopefully they come out and they beat. If they have a double beat here, this thing is definitely going to move up higher. We are on a long-term downtrend, though. If you guys don't see it, I'll just point it out to you. You can see this long-term downtrend here, and it almost looks like we broke through this long-term downtrend right here with this cup and now this handle. So it'll be really interesting to see if this earnings wants to take off and surprise everybody. We might see continuation here. We really might. Now, this is going to be in the consumer discretionary retail trade because it is for shoes, right? And people don't need to go to Foot Locker to buy their $120, $300 shoes when they could go to Shoe Carnival, right? And a lot of times you're going to find that in tough times, which right now we are showing that things are more expensive. We are in tough times. A lot of people don't have as much jobs. So you're going to see more of your cheaper places like a Shoe Carnival or your cheaper, Walmart brands be more susceptible to price rises rather than Foot Locker. But there's no surprise, or there'll be a nice surprise here. We might have earnings continuation. So I like to see that. Good one on that one. I appreciate that. Next up.
No problem. Yeah, I've got AFRM.
AFRM. So Affirm has earnings coming out. And now I've gotten a lot. You can see all these lines. I've done a lot of homework on Affirm. I've tried to short the shit out of this stock because I do not like Affirm. Now, of course, having a biasy in a stock is bad. It's not a good thing. I made a little money to the downside, even though it kept heading up. But here is the thing with you, Affirm. UPST had earnings come out, and look at this stock rising higher. It broke out of its long-term downtrend. These are the buy here, pay later kind of stocks, UPST and Affirm is. So this here, as it's rising up higher, AFRM is its sister stock. Now, it's not rising up with it. UPST is the leader, but if the earnings come out and they show that they are beating and they are surprising people with their earnings, you're going to see this stock start to head higher. It's got a lot of resistance above it, but let's say this thing gaps up to 37.50 and gets above all of these anchored VWAPs that I have here. I think that this can also start to jet higher with UPST backing it up. So definitely keep that on your watch list. What else for you got me, big dog?
Yeah, CRWD. Let's check out crowd.
CRWD. Yeah, so I think we all know about CrowdStrike, right? CrowdStrike had some huge issues with the update that they had to their package software. Okay, they are supposed to be, what's keeping everybody from, hacking into their devices and stuff. If you look at their overall earnings, they've been doing really, really well, but they took a huge hit because what happens when you don't trust a product? People aren't going to buy your product. So you can see right here, nobody likes CrowdStrike. We got a nice bounce off of here, but we're below a 200-day moving average. That's a scary sign for that overall stock. And I see you guys shooting all those emojis out there, all that love coming my way. Right back at you guys. I really appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for that. Now with CrowdStrike heading back up here and it's trading sideways, it still has a lot of proving to do here. And hopefully with earnings coming out, it will start to do that proving. New higher lows is needed, but it also needs to get back in this area of trading, right? It's going to have a lot of resistance in this area of 333. But first, it's going to get through this 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. And by the time it gets up there, these moving averages are probably going to be sitting on top of each other. So I would be very respectful with Crowd. Let the earnings take place. Watch and see what's going to happen. But as you guys know, I don't play earnings at all. I wait till after earnings. If there's a ton of volume, that's when I keep my close eye on it. I'll take it after market open, like I wanted to do with Kava, and I did not. I told you guys I'm going to regret this, and a lot of you guys took that trade, and I'm very happy. Beef Stewie, you're still holding Kava, right?
Yes, I am.
That a boy. I know you and Jolene are holding Kava, and I tell you what, I'm not jealous at all. Not at all. But you guys better hold on to your damn britches, because I hate you. You guys are buying the coffee. You guys are buying me coffee in the morning, okay? No creamer, okay? But you're buying the coffee. Not mad at all. Next.
Yeah, MRVO.
Oh, Marvel? MRVL?
Yeah.
So I want to read what Marvel is. So it says it's a semiconductor, but it says it engages in the design, development, and sales of integrated circuits. Its products include data processing unit, security solutions, automotives, coherent DSP, DCI, optical modules, Ethernet controllers, Ethernet PHYs, Ethernet switches. So they're really in deep here. Now, here I can see plain as day, guys. Plain as day. You can see right here. Check this out. Boom. That is an area of resistance, $75. If earnings comes out and this thing, gaps up above this, this could be an SIP or an EP. So keep that in mind. If that does that, we're going to have a nice play here. Okay? So just keep that in mind. I'd like to see that happen here. If it can do it on volume, I think it's going to be a beautiful day in this market. What else you got for me?
This is the one that I'm waiting for the most out of all the earnings, and that's NVDA.
That's right, baby.
This is going to be very interesting.
You better believe it. NVIDIA. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the stock. This is the stock that has been carrying this market higher. This is the stock that everybody has eyes on, Beef Stewie included. Why? Because NVIDIA is the leader. NVIDIA has shown for quite some time, even before this $500 breakout area, now considered the $50 breakout area, that I told you was a 6-month period of digestion after its earnings gapped up and headed much, much higher. I told all my family and all my friends about this $500 area, and I did not capitalize nearly as much as I should have. Now, with that being said, continues to be a leader in the market. Some people might say, NVIDIA's done. NVIDIA's over. AI is a bubble, and they might be right. But the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. If earnings comes out and they surprise, once again, Wall Street and the rest of these buyers, this thing could head much, much higher. So all eyes are on the earnings that's coming out in 3 days, guys. It's going to be very, very exciting for the overall market. It's going to get the market excited too. So expect volatility here. Michael Anthony says NVIDIA may beat, but with flaws in the new chips, which NVIDIA warns will lower the outlook, which shares will sell off with the news on August 5th. I'm a believer of sell the news. I am. You said August 5th? We'll sell off with the news on August 5th? Okay. I am a believer of that too. You know, even with their, earnings being skyrocketed, their earnings being high, their guidance could prove to their investors that it might not be worth it. So Michael has a really good point. Mo Wealth says, if I was a gambling man, I would bet against NVIDIA right now. I don't like the chart one bit. Let's wait and see. Now, I've gotten two people. Now, I'm a contrarian trader, okay? In my heart. In my heart. I'm not saying I take trades. But when we have a lot of people out there, and I've read it in the things too, a lot of people are very negative on NVIDIA, right? And they have been heading higher much faster. But if you have everybody on the sell side and everybody trying to short this trade, you're going to get something like Tesla where it continues higher as well. So we will have to wait and see, because you guys know I am a firm believer in price action. So after earnings, whatever happens, we'll be there and ready to play it, because it will be a stock and play. There's going to be volatility, there's going to be action, and whether, no matter who is right or who is wrong, the price will be in the pudding, and I love pudding, especially tapioca, because y'all hate that shit. So we'll have to wait and see, guys. That earnings is going to be very interesting. It's coming out in 3 days. $3.18 trillion stock. It's one of the biggest stocks out there, right next to Apple, Microsoft, and Google. So all eyes are on NVIDIA. NVIDIA holding up very strong in this market, as you guys can see right here. You can see NVIDIA holds right up next to Apple as one of the biggest stocks in this overall market. So if NVIDIA starts to fall, you're going to see the overall stock market start to fall as well. But what I would like to see, ladies and gentlemen, is rotation more into the small and mid caps. So if NVIDIA starts to come back and those investors still believe in the overall market heading higher, we might see that great rotation after all, where some of the Mag 7 stocks start to dwindle and we start to see more finance and retail trade and consumer services, communications, all that good stuff starting to rise up and heading much higher. All right, so we will see. We will see very, very soon what NVIDIA has for us. All right, so that's all the earnings that we have here, guys. I'm going to take a quick second and say thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you being here. If you're learning, if you love this at any given time, please hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We have an awesome family. You can join the Discord. It's absolutely free. Do it. Do it now. Do it good, baby. The question was that we have 17 votes on. If you look right up here, you can see the question: what earnings are you more excited for? NVIDIA, CrowdStrike, or Abercrombie and Fitch? Some people say 29% of you actually said you're just here for Jay Leno's son. Why? Why would you call me Jay Leno's son, man? I'm trying to cover it up with a beard. You know what I mean? No, I love it, man. But yeah, NVIDIA. Everybody's here for NVIDIA. We got 6% saying CrowdStrike, 6% saying ANF, 29% saying Jay Leno's son, but 59% say they are there for NVIDIA. I'm with you on that. NVIDIA is going to be absolutely amazing. While you're here, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, click this more, click the link tree. You can find me on all platforms. Download TradingView, guys. Absolutely amazing platform. I love using this for charting, and I think that you should too. All right, right back to the show. Right back at it, baby. Right back at it. Jolene says, your commitment to learning keeps me going, Mo Wealth. Absolutely. Yeah, Mo Wealth, he is always on top of it, man. He's always reading, just like Beef Stewie. We got a lot. I'm telling you, that's what's great, man. We are surrounding ourselves in this Discord with people that just want to learn. You have a thirst for knowledge. That's what I want to surround myself with. My grandmother has always said, you are who you... Troy. My grandmother said, you killing me, bro. My grandmother always said, I gotta get this out. She's always said, you are who you surround yourself with, right? You are who you surround yourself with. And it's nice being surrounded with nothing but good people. So I appreciate you guys. Troy Wiseman says, wait, he's not his son? Unfollow. I would unfollow me too, man. I'm just a phony. I'm just a phony. I'm not Jay Leno's son. Oh, if I was, though, I'd probably get a little bit more publicity, right? All right, next up, guys. Next up, we got the stock watch list. We're going to run through this. It's all right here. I'll also post this in the Discord just so you guys have it. And I will do that right now because I'm going to run through these pretty quick. Wow, I've chewed up an hour already. I'm going to post these in our Discord right now. I've had fun. I've had fun with you guys. So it is what it is. But give me another 30 minutes here and we will get. So I posted all of the ones that I have in here. I also have a small cap watch list. I don't think I'm going to get through that today though. We have ASPN, and I will shortly go over why. We're above all moving averages. It doesn't look like it's ready to break out because it's above the 10-day moving averages. It's a little extended, but showing kind of a cup and handle here. If it can break up above, I would like to see that. We have ASTL. We have a beautiful cup and handle right here. I think if it decides to break out of that $10 area, or maybe even gets above 972 on volume, we might have some strength to the north side. ASTS, I think we're still extended, but I really like this stock. If it can continue to form this trend heading down, and I can even paint a pretty picture for you beautiful, beautiful folks out here, we come back up and we do something like this, then watch out. Dave's going to get the emojis out here. It's going to be rocket ships to the north side. And then, of course, your good friend Dan Bob. Oh my God. Dan will get his piece of chicken. All right. So that is what my view on ASTS is. We'll see if it comes into fruition. BCRX is looking really nice as we have a basing top area right here. I truly think that this is getting ready to explode. I wouldn't put the farm on it or anything, but I would take this using risk management. I really like this base right here. This is BCRX. It's also in the biotech, so it comes with more inherent risk, but it is in a hotter sector. We have APGE right here. Not my favorite stock, but it does look like it has potential. AVXL. Now, this is one of my top on my watch list as well here. As we can see, AVXL is looking very tight, and it is riding a 21-day moving average, holding a beautiful trend to the north side as well. So I would call this probably one of my top stocks. This is more of a 4.5, maybe even a 5-star here. So I'm going to mark this one out. I think it's very important that you guys keep this on your watch list. I'm going to consider AVXL one of my top watches here. And I'm just going to put it right here, AVXL, on my broker so I don't forget about it. Let's see. Yeah, go ASTS. I'm hungry. For sure, dude. BDTX, we got this basing right here. Not my favorite stock, but I like the basing. We have multiple bases right here. RS is high. Average daily range is high. We have CDNA. This thing took off. It's now forming a nice trend right here. If it can make a new high or low, get tight for one more day. With a 9.18% average daily range and an RS rating of 99, let's rip tater chip. We have AIOT. This is a shakeout. I like that as it soaked right back up the very next day and has the opportunity to head higher. Now, I don't see it riding much of the average day or range, the moving averages, sorry, but it is holding these new higher lows. It's holding this beautiful trend. So that's why it kind of caught my attention, but it's not like a 5-star setup here. CMRX looks nice. It's definitely one I have on my watch list. We're getting a lot of volume coming in here. Right now it's choppy. It needs to calm down. Calm down. And then after it calms down, maybe we can get tight and start to ripping. CNTA, we have a cup, we have a handle, and we are starting to break out on higher volume. I don't know if this is too late for you or not, but it is starting to take off. So if I were going to take this, I would have already taken this on this day at $12.30. But I just want to point out what we're looking for. Big cup, big handle, breaks out of a base on volume, people. Let's go. COMM Predator. I know you've been watching this one. I'm waiting for this thing to pull back. Okay, I would like to see this exact thing. Same thing, and you'll see me say it 1,000 times over. Pull back, do something like this, get tight, and then I'm doing it again. Here we go. Rockets. EVGO. Now, I know some of you guys took EVGO with me. I think it was Predator. I think it was B Stewie. Guess what, guys? After we took this stock, I chicken shit out of this and I exited. Where did I exit? Right at $3.95. Where did it take back off? After it bounced off of $3.95 and it's continuing higher. Why did I take this stock? Because after it broke this long trend line. Let me just draw this out for you on this one here. All the way down here. It not only broke out of that huge trend line, but look at the volume on EVGO. Rip, tater chip. It pulled back, scared me out for break even. I didn't lose money on the stock, but I sure as hell am not in it to gain money in this stock. And that's why you stick to your original setup at the low of day. I hope you guys are still holding it. Are you still holding it or did you exit out?
I am still holding. Very small share size. I got the rest riding.
Thank you so much for telling me that. If I can't do it, I at least need somebody with the cojones to do it. You know what I mean? And Beef Stewie's got the cojones. So appreciate you, brother. Hold on, baby. Hold on till that low of day, like I have been preaching. I just oversized. That's what the issue was. I oversized in it, you know, and it is what it is, man. And I took it live for you guys. I was live when I took this, and I was also live when I said I need to take Carvana, or not Carvana, but Kava, and I did not take it. We have Fubu. I like the look of Fubu on the daily. I just want to see it pull back and ride the 10-day moving average, let it catch up. So it's just on the watch list, nothing to play here. Same thing with HRTG. It needs to kind of get tight, let the moving averages catch up. Now, Dan likes this stock. I like it too. KYMR, it's starting to create this cup, finding a base here. If it can let the 10-day moving average catch up, I'd say in the next 2 or 3 days, let it get tight, rip, tater chip on a 5-minute volume base breakout, because it's all about that base, no treble, baby. We also have LBPH. Look at this trend line here. I like this. Now, I don't like it being down here for so long. I much rather see one quick Taylor Swift swoop and then regroup, but it did not. It had a couple days down here. That's why it's not a 5-star. This is more like a 3-star now, but it's holding a 21-day moving average and getting tight. If it wants to break through this area on volume and get it, I would like to be there to get it as well. Now, Bob Dan brought this up a few times. I kind of let it go, and but I kept it on my watch list. But it's starting to form a base here now. And so I'm starting to like it. But ever since he brought it up and I said, no, I don't like it, it's because it didn't fill this in right here. You know, it wasn't like picture perfect like this. But now it's kind of trading sideways and forming this base. I'm having a hard time to letting this thing go since you've showed me, Dan Bob. So I'm just going to keep it on my watch list. It's not doing how I want it. I'm going to call this a 3-star setup. I don't really care for it, but it's still holding that 10-day moving average. It's starting to form a base. If we can get some good volume to the north side, this might be a good one to take. We have RKLB, not RKLE. This is RKLB. It's not going to pee on nobody. This thing has a beautiful push up and a pull back. I keep referring shit to celebrities. I don't know what's going on upstairs right now. Maybe the coffee's finally kicked in. I'm wide awake and raring to go. But I like this. I like this right here, guys. I'll just draw it out for you. This is looking beautiful. We got this. We got this. The 10-day moving average will show you the trend. I think if we can just trade sideways here or even pull back and pop back up, this RKLB Rocket Lab looks really, really nice, and I like where it's at. As it popped up on much higher volume, it's pulling back. We got a cup kind of look. We'll consider this the handle, and if it can get going, then it will be rip, tater chip to the north side. So we will see very, very soon if it can get up there. Now, as you guys know, I've brought up Kava multiple times. Let's just bring it back up one more time so that way I can be sick to my stomach. Let me just bring it up on this, guys, because I think it would be best to show you on the 5-minute so you can see on my broker exactly where I marked out. This is exactly where I called it. Why did I call it here? Because this is the 5-minute opening range break. This is how I play episodic pivots. It's also how I play stocks in play, or SIPs. I called this out and I said, I'm just going to mark this out because I don't want to play anything before old Papa Powell comes out and he starts spitting his game, right? So what did I do? I didn't take it. I'm glad that Sweet Jolene and Beef Stewie took those trades. So thank you so much for believing in me, for believing in my call outs. I can't believe I didn't believe in myself. I've really been kicking myself in the ass all weekend. I brought it up to my wife a few times. She held me while I cried myself to sleep for the whole weekend, actually. This huge volume on the 5-minute time frame set us off for a big rip tater chip to the north side. This is where I called it out. This is the 5-minute opening range break, a beautiful stock to play. And look at that. You didn't even have to sweat too much using that low of day as your stop. Rip, tater chip, a little bit of selling off going into the end of the day. But even if you held on to it all the way through the end of the day, that's an 8% win in one day. If that doesn't get you excited, if that doesn't make you happy, then you need to get the fuck out. All right, so Kava's doing really good. Well, why did I do that Kava introductory? Because of SG. This is sweet green. What is this looking like it's setting up? A cup, a handle, and now we have a beautiful liftoff right here. If this thing can lift off, I think Sweet Green will be right behind Kava. Now, we have some issues with Sweet Green. We have a video that was posted in our Facebook group. You guys should join that Facebook group. It's in the link tree. Dan, Bob, Dan, and your sweet Jolene run that group, and they do an amazing job. They posted a YouTube video on Sweet Green and how their calorie to price ratio is way off. So I understand that there's some issues with Sweet Green when you're looking into the fundamentals of the stock, which I found very interesting. People comparing the dollar cost to the calorie cost in a fundamental aspect. I thought that was very cool because I've never thought or seen that yet. And it's so simple. It's such a simplistic approach to it, and it doesn't add up for Sweet Green. You're not getting the calorie intake that you would for something else, but you are having a healthy product, and people like that. People like seeing healthy in the fat American society. So I think Sweet Green has a beautiful, beautiful outlook, but are they going to be able to continue to hold and appeal to everybody out there? That's going to be the trick. That's going to be the hard part with Sweet Green, but I love this cup and handle, and if it wants to break out here, guys, we might want to be a part of this. So make sure you put this on your watch list. I think Sweet Green might have a future here. We also have TGTX, another cup with handle here. I think the moving averages need to catch up, but it is a therapeutics as well as VKTX. Why is this on my list? Look at this daily downtrend, and it looks like it's going to get ready to break soon. Now, it's not following any of the moving averages, so I don't care for it too much, but I also have an anchored VWAP off the all-time high, and if it can break through its trend and its anchored VWAP and this double top right here, that's a triple whammy, and if it wants to continue higher, I would like to be notified for that as well. We have two more, and we're going to get to your stocks. We have VRNA, which is riding a 10-day moving average and has this beautiful base at 28.16. We just put an alert right here. Why? Because they're free. And we have WGS. I don't think I need to tell you why. WGS is basing and might have a hell of a push to the north side. Now, we have some messages, so I want to bring these up. Let's see. ABXL. Jolene says, look at the volume dry up on ABXL. So I've typed it in twice. It's not there. I'm moving on. Moel says, my issue with ASTS is that I have counted 5 bases, one after the other, looking pretty obvious now. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I can totally agree with you on that. We got multiple pushes higher. We got 1, 2. This is the 3rd push higher. It is looking pretty obvious. Yeah, I mean, I can totally agree with you. If it forms a trend and it gives me good risk management and it shows me, you know, the trend. Also, they are scheduled to release their satellites into outer space for their communications this September. They're bluebirds, as they call them. So if they release them and everything goes well, it might be a sell the news event. I don't know. But regardless, I like to play price action. This has very good price action. A lot of volume coming into this stock. So this might just be the start of this base. So it'll be very interesting to see what actually happens. But yes, I can definitely see why you would say it might be very obvious. So very good point there. I appreciate that. Let's see. CVLT. Ooh, look at CVLT, guys. So this is Commvault Systems. This is a technology service and packaged software. CVLT, I'm going to have to put this on my watch list, CVLT, for the very near future. This looks very, very good. I really like this. You pointing out ASTS being obvious, this is also a 3rd leg up. This is pretty obvious as well. But again, I'll say the same exact thing. Price action's king here. If it wants to break out of this basing area on volume, and it shows good risk to reward, it's a 4% average daily range. If we can get it within inside of that, which this volume bar is within inside of that by 1%, we have good risk management here. Let it rip tater chip to the north side and grab yourself a few shares if it breaks out on that volume. So I like what you're saying there. That looks very, very good. Let's take a look at SKE, as Mo Wealth has pointed out for us. SKE is also looking very well with a 6.34% average daily range. We also have a relative strength rating of 98%. We have a volume dry up too. I really like that volume dry up. That looks really, really nice there. So SKE is looking very nice Why does it look nice? Well, I can just go ahead and show you after I put an alert on this. Why put an alert on it? Because it's absolutely free. We have a trend here, a new higher low here, a big push up on volume as it pulls back. We have volume dry up. So this looks really good too. We're getting quite a few setups now. Things are looking good. And Mama, let's take a look at Mama. Dan Bob says SG is lunch, not dinner. Did I call it dinner? Here's Mama. So Mama's looking really, really good, guys. I don't even know what Mama is, but I have been seeing this stock pop up quite a few times. I believe it's a small cap stock. Let's take a little peeky gander here. As the volume only trades 248,000 in a day, the market capitalization is only 316 million. But let's take a little peeky gander of what it is. Mama Creations engages in the marketing, manufacturing, and distribution of beef meatballs with sauce, turkey meatballs with sauce, beef, meatloaf, sausage. So it's food. It's food, and we know right now food
like it.
or anything in the staples. Have you ate there? Have you ate Mama's meatballs?
No, but you said beef,
Oh,
and you know me.
yes. Yes, it's beef. It's Stewie. It's beef Stewie. And he approves. Beef Stewie approves. No, yeah, Mama's looking good. And because it's such a small cap stock, it's over 4% average daily range. And with an RS rating of 98, this thing can really get moving as well. So, yeah, I agree with you. Very good watch list, Mo Wealth. I appreciate you bringing those up, buddy. You are awesome. And what else we got? Mama's high quality TV dinners. Oh, is that what that is? High quality TV dinners? I'm going to have to get me a few of those. Predator says, yes, you are correct. Thank you. AVXL. Let's take a look at AVXL. So this was on my watch list here. AVXL. What did Sweet Jolene say about AVXL? Let's see. Let's see. Look at the volume drying up on AVXL. Yes, very good point here. So this red line down here, guys, is the average daily volume in the past 20 days. And you can see after a big push up right here on volume, you can see down here, as it pulls back, it also dries up on volume, showing you that there's not a lot of sellers on that. Thank you very much, Jolene, for pointing that out. That looks really, really good there. All right. What else do we have in the questionnaire? We have Sweet Zamora. She says RKT, Rocket Companies. This thing has been doing very, very well lately ever since its earnings. Its earnings came out with a double beat, a surprise by 22%, and a surprise on revenue by 6.75%. And it seems that it got volume the very next day, continuing higher, holding a 10-day moving average. Now it's pretty extended here on its 10-day moving average. I would love to see this thing trade sideways, let the 10-day moving average catch up. If it did maybe something, let's say like this, and just kind of traded sideways a little bit and formed a top here before rocketing to the north side. But right now, there's nothing I can do to take this unless, you know, if you really wanted to be, like aggressive, you could wait for it to come down and touch the 10-day. Like it's been following this 10-day moving average. You could wait for it to come down, touch the 10-day, and try and get a few shares in. You know, dip your toes in the water, see if it's warm. Or what I would like to do is wait for a base or a trend breakout. But this is looking good. I do like Rocket Companies. And look at the earnings here, guys. The earnings are showing promising. You're seeing their guidance slowly rise as you can see here, their quarterly and their annually. Well, actually, the annually looks like it's heading lower. The quarterly looks like it's heading higher. So if they can keep turning things around and continue to show proper fundamentals and proper technical analysis, this thing might actually have a chance, as it showed a nice cup and handle here and then broke out on a nice base. Look at this beautiful base right here, guys. Boom! And then it took off. Look at that. Got nice and tight, didn't pull back, created new higher lows here, and then rocketed to the north side. Yes, pun intended. Let's see. Jolene says, yes, it is my favorite. The AVXL is your favorite? Jolene? I'm really liking it. I'm really liking it too, so definitely looking good. Swervo says, long watch list. Yes, it is a long watch list. These are for you to go through and choose your favorites. Somebody needs to go in the Discord and let him know. These watch lists is a watch list. It's not a playlist. There's only like 3 on this playlist. You guys ought to know that. Jimmy Bright, what up, Jimmy? Let's see. Jimmy says RYAM. Ooh wee, that's a nice catch right there. RYAM, average daily range above 5%, and the RS ratings above 98%. It's also having volume dry up here. Okay, RYAM. So what I think we need to do is we need to go through our watch list and make sure that we're getting these, and why we aren't getting these on our watch list needs to be addressed too for our stock screener scanner. So we're going to make that better. RYAM, because I tell you what, I really like that stock too. I'm going to put that on my watch list. RYAM. Let me just throw this on here, guys. RYAM, so that way I have that one as well. Yes, sirree, looking very, very good. I really like RYAM, Jimmy, so nice call on that one too. We'll just set an alert here. You know why? Because they're absolutely free. All right. So I think we covered almost everything. There's one last thing we need to go over. And if you guys have any more tickers that you want me to take a little peeky gander at, throw them up in the comment section. We'll be able to go over that. We're going to go over really quickly what's going on in the economics calendar in just 1 second. I just have one simple thing to ask of you. I think you already know what I'm going to do, but if I brought you any entertainment, if you've learned anything today, please hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We do everything for you for free. We have an amazing community, and the only thing we ask for you to do is hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and if you haven't already, click this more button, scroll down, click the link tree, baby, and download this TradingView. This TradingView is a great platform. We all use it, and we all have set it up the same way. So you can see the average daily range. You can see the RS rating, just so you know that you are in the best, fastest moving stocks, the strongest moving stocks. And of course, if you have a heart of gold and an open mind, that's the only thing that's required to join our Discord. If you're new to trading, we've all been there. We're here to help you. We're here to help you stay on the straight and narrow. We know it's a lonely community out there, guys. That's why we have started this Discord. That's why we all came into one place. I have been gathering a team of amazing traders for quite some time, and they all come in, they all visit, they've all been here. Some come and go, but a lot of us stay, and that's the ones we consider family. So if you guys have a heart of gold and an open mind, join that Discord, baby, and right back to the show. Let's get it. So when it comes to the economic calendar, all I do, guys, is I go to investing.com and I scroll down here, and then there's a way to just filter all of this. You click on filter, you scroll down, you click on the greatest country ever to live, and that is the United States of America, and you click on the importance, the 3-star, and then you click apply. When you do that, it will give you the best earnings, okay? And when you get the best earnings, you click this week, and then this is what you get. So that way you are self-sufficient. You don't have to just depend on me. But when it comes to these, I always bring them to you first. All the volatile ones first. The biggest one is going to be Thursday, initial jobless claims. Everybody's eyes is on initial jobless claims, because the higher the issue when it comes to initial jobless claims, that is what Papa Powell's biggest fear is making sure that the jobs in the labor market are sustainable. He doesn't want them to completely fail. Yes, we have been getting higher readings. Yes, we are expecting higher readings. But if we get something that blows the forecast out of the water, you're going to see the CME Fed tool change dramatically. Now, when it comes to the Fed interest rates, we are expecting to cut rates by 0.25 percentage point. At 61.5% think that we'll be cutting 0.25 percentage point. 38% think that we might cut 0.5 percentage point. This could definitely move up higher, faster, if the initial jobless claims number is higher. When you see that, if we start to see the initial rate cuts getting changed, you're going to see the market trying to price that in as quick as they can. So the last time the initial jobless claims was high, we've seen the market go down much faster. Okay, that might not be true for the second time through, but just know that on Thursday at 8:30, when these initial jobless claims data comes out and you have some skin in the game, you might see some very high volatility. So make sure you have this on here. We also have the core PCE data coming in and the PMI data coming in. This can be very volatile as well. So Thursday and Friday are your main economic calendars that you need to watch, but it's nothing too crazy. Let's see. Do we get any tickers left in here? Beef Stewie retraced a message. Dan Bob's message retracted. What are you guys saying in there, huh? Dan Bob says, thank you for joining us tonight.
Dave,
what's that?
I was just gonna say, well, Dave, you know I'm new at computers, and I was typing it in the wrong area. But
I love
just
it,
say,
dude.
Chewy has earnings Wednesday.
Oh, Chewy? Okay, let's take a look at Chewy. Do you use Chewy?
No, I do not, but I know people that do.
Okay, yeah. I see their boxes once in a while when I'm out package stealing. I'm just kidding. We got 3 days. 3 days, guys, and Chewy's going to come out with earnings. You can see it's got this nice little base here. It did get some interest with that Hello Kitty guy. It definitely got some interest right here from him. It's trading sideways. If this thing can really start to ramp up in this area, we got a big cup, an even bigger handle. You can't really call this a cup and handle, but we have a basing structure right here at this $28, $27.50 area. If earnings wants to come out and prove volatile and it gets a nice gap up on a double beat, I think we might have ourselves a nice little play. The last earnings had a huge surprise of a 292% on their earnings, which is really, really good. And then the double beat came out with a surprise of 80.88% higher on their revenue. So that was a nice play right here, guys. A very nice play. And then I even pointed out this beautiful cup with handle. It had a trend break and it boosted higher. I did not actually get this play though, just pointed it out. So if that's something you can get behind. But yeah, Chewy, that's a nice one too. All right, guys, if we don't, do we have anything else? We have anything else? You guys want me to go over anything else? We hit up everything. We went over the overall market review. We went over the S&P 500, the IWM, the QQQs, the VIX Volatility Index, the 50-day moving averages. We went over the MAG 7 stocks. We proved to you why I am risk on, because we're above a 21-day moving average in the S&P 500. We went over the economic calendar, noting that Thursday and Friday are going to be your biggest for PMI, for PCE, and the initial jobless claims data. We showed you that the CME Fed tool is pricing in a quarter of a rate cut in September. We are also looking at a possibility of a 50% rate cut in September. Not only that, but we went over some of the biggest earnings out there, the most recent one being Chewy, but we also went over Affirm. We went over the top dog, the #1 stock in America right now, beating Apple or coming close to Apple, and that was NVIDIA. NVIDIA is coming out with those earnings, so pay close attention to that in 3 days. No meeting tomorrow. What else we got? Yeah, Jolene. Jolene says, my work is done here. I now have you calling him Hello Kitty. Yeah, I think that I can't ever remember his name. So you do got me calling him Hello Kitty. You know, I wish the best for that guy, but yeah, Hello Kitty.
I got something for you, Dave.
What you got for me, big dog?
Yeah, Dan Bob asked earlier, are you going to do anything for NVIDIA? Live stream or...
Yeah, we probably will be doing a NVIDIA live stream. I have a few jobs right now when it comes to like lawnscaping. So I'm going to go help a friend out and take care of some lawnscaping. As long as it doesn't mesh with that, I do plan on doing some NVIDIA earnings. So let's plan on it. 100%. Yeah. Let's plan on it. I just need to work around it. So I need to figure out what time. I got to go in to their so I get it first instead of streaming through another YouTube or something. I like to go directly off their website and stream it through there, so that way we hear exactly what's happening and we're first. Even if it's only by like 3 or 4 seconds, I like to give it to you guys first. So I'll get the exact date, time, and all that stuff, and when we're gonna do it. But yeah, we'll definitely do the NVIDIA earnings for sure, and that way we all can get together and do that. But yeah. Tomorrow is Monday, so no meeting tomorrow night, guys, in the Discord. But remember, we always do Discord meetings and all that good mumbo jumbo, so make sure you join that Discord. It's absolutely $0 unless you want to leave me a fat tip. That's okay. I'll just take a cup of coffee. No creamer. Leave it black, baby. So, Beef Stewie, you got anything? Anything you want to say, baby?
I just want to say thank you, Dave, for having me on. Thank you for what you do, brother. These videos are great, and all I can say is everybody check out the Discord and follow the videos.
Hell
And
yeah, dude.
it's a game changer.
You know, I really appreciate you being on here, man. You're my day one. Honestly, you've been here since the very first day I started this up just a few years ago, and we've been growing exponentially. I can't do this without you guys, so thank you to each and every one of you out there that have been following me, that's been learning from me. I just ended the poll. What earnings are you most excited for? NVIDIA. 58% say NVIDIA. 29% of you say you're just here for Jay Leno's son. As I stroke my chin and wonder why. We had a beautiful, beautiful night tonight. So I'm seeing all the love being sent in the chat. I'm sending it all right back to you. Thank you guys so much. And if you stay in here, I'm going to go through the chat and I'm going to say thank you to each and every one of you on the way out. Let me give you this outro and I will be here to say my goodbyes. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have an awesome night. Peace. All right, guys. Let's do this. Hey, B Stewie, thank you so much for being here. You were awesome. Thank you so much. Erica, thank you so much. I appreciate you saying great video. Thank you so much for, you were here the whole time, Erica? Goodness, you were here from the start. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Jolene, sweet Jolene, thank you so much. Yosef, thank you so much for being here. Predator, my man. Predator, you were here on time today. I don't know what's going on with you, man. You must be drinking that coffee and keeping on, baby. Good night, Jimmy Bright. Good to knock out, Jimmy Brighto. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Who else we got? Dan Bob. Bob Dan, the greatest moderator alive. I will never forget you. I only have eyes for you, Dan Bob Dan. Zamora. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Mo Wealth. I really want you to be here at every meeting, brother. You always have an amazing watch list. And as Jolene said, we appreciate all your hard work. We appreciate you coming in here and spreading that knowledge and always having that thirst to learn more. So thank you so much for that. Troy Wiseman. Wait, he's not his son? Unfollow. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, brother. Thank you. Who else we got? Michael Anthony swinging in to talk shit about NVIDIA. I agree with you, brother. That thing is pretty rampant. It's pretty rampant up there. We're going to see what happens, Michael. I do wish you the best of luck. Maybe it comes down. Maybe it gives us a better area to buy. But if it shows a beautiful trender-based breakout, we might be there to play it. The real famous YouTuber stopped in here, and I didn't see that. I didn't even see it. Oh, I missed his hello. Well, now I just feel bad. I'll go to sleep crying once again tonight. The wife will have to hold me. But the real famous YouTuber, listen, if you're still here and you listen all the way till the end, thank you. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being here. Who else? Am I missing anybody? Saeed. Smaid. What's going on, brother? Thank you so much for joining us, Smaid. I hope you have an awesome night. And to anybody else that I may have missed, Cavo Plaban. Thank you so much for being here, homie. I hope you guys have a good night. And if you're watching this at a later time, thank you so much for doing that. We are so close to getting our watch time hours in. We'll see you guys very, very soon. I hope you have an awesome week. Make sure you use risk management. Take care, guys.